Broadcasting from the Sandpiper Vacation Studio. Welcome to Parents' Night Out with no new friends. Real, raw hilarity. It's your night out without the kids. So kick back, relax, and get ready to let loose with us. This is Parents' Night Out with no new friends.
Hey YouTube, welcome in. We got a nice little crowd going on today. Our crowd is actually bigger than the military parade. Good, dude. We talked about this. See how superficial Scott is? Yeah. See how superficial Scott is? It's not real unless it's for being recorded. I know. I can't. No, you guys think it's a joke, but it's serious. Like Scott, when we're on the phone, sometimes he'll cut off the conversation and say, "We need to save this for the podcast." And it's happened. This is not satire. Yeah. Hey, he's like a Jewish doctor, just circumcises the conversation right on the spot. You know, circumcisions aren't a thing anymore. No, I heard that circumcisions are not a thing anymore. I don't know. It was an Iranian doctor, so I don't. Maybe that's why. No, I'm serious. Oh, really? Oh, they can't hear you. They can hear me. So all they heard was me talking about that, and not your response. Scott brought up the circumcisions, not me.
Why can I only hear Chris?
Yeah, I forgot to hit the unmute, and it's not a big deal.
We've only been doing it this way for a year and a half.
I never claimed to be perfect.
Get it together. Okay. Anyway, circumcisions aren't real.
No, apparently not. But apparently, as of 2 years ago, it was. Which actually is what
I think my people think it's real.
Yeah. From an aesthetic point of view, I think it's real as well.
My penis thinks it's real.
Yeah.
I always thought it was like was it a Jewish thing? Like that's a big ceremony that they do it, or they don't do it.
Yeah, that's a thing. There's a ceremony.
Yeah, they bite it
I don't know
off,
if you'd
right?
call it a ceremony per se, but
does the rabbi bite it off?
no.
No. Don't say it like that, because I've seen a video, unfortunately.
On what website?
That can't be true.
Like,
Maybe it wasn't a video. I don't know, but it was. Was it a dream I had? I have no idea. Why do I think that I know that? I think it's like Orthodox Judaism. I don't want to Google it. Like, I don't want to Google.
I will.
Here, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Sarah's like, I Google Jewish shit all the time.
Hi,
yeah, I feel like
911,
it's okay because if they ask me a question, I'll just be like, I'm a Jew.
Hi, I'd like to report a crime.
Sarah's like, I'm a research for my religion.
I don't know how to word that anyways.
Sarah, have you been to a circumcision ceremony?
I have a younger brother, so yes.
Like they do it right there in front of you, like Subway.
It's like a freaking luncheon. Like it's a whole thing. Like they invite everybody from the synagogue, okay? And then I was like 5.5 when my brother was born, so I vaguely remember everybody came to my grandparents' house and they laid him out on a table. I remember eating, and then he was screaming, so I couldn't eat anymore. Probably like finger sandwiches. Of course.
Are we still talking about the circumcision?
Is the food on the table too with the baby?
Different table.
Yeah, it's like a big
That was
pig.
probably like
the baby's
the
like
tea
put it on the
card.
table. You put an apple
You
in the
don't
baby's
have
mouth.
a pig at a Jewish circumcision.
Oh my bad. Okay, my
Come
bad.
on, that's not
you
kosher.
have a baby instead.
So my mother-in-law can't go.
Oh.
I make so many mother-in-law jokes. I adore my mother-in-law.
Anyways, my poor brother was screaming the whole time, and all I know is that there's a little metal cap that's got a razor on the inside, and they twist it really fast. And I did look that up on Google when I got older.
Does everybody like cheer or like Opa? What happened?
They put the foreskin on the chair.
There was a mazel tov. No, that's bat mitzvahs and weddings. No, this one was probably a mazel tov and then some bubbies like, cheek pinching and congratulations and stuff like that.
Blood
and then
everywhere.
more finger sandwiches.
Vomiting. Yeah, enjoy your finger sandwiches.
I really hope my brother doesn't listen to this because now everybody's scared.
What if when you're clipping your fingernails or your toenails and one goes flying? Like what if that happens and lands in the finger food? Like how do you know the difference?
What?
Oh my god. He's talking about somebody eating the foreskin.
I'm uncomfortable right now.
That's
it gets
not part
stuck
of the
in the
ceremony.
cup. the metal.
It gets stuck in the cup? Okay, Sarah.
It's a metal. Don't make
need
me
you to
Google that too.
No, I need you to go to a circumcision and record it for us for science, and we'll put it on YouTube or something.
No, that's child pornography.
Yeah, thank you.
No, it's not. It's history. It's
also
religious.
you're not allowed to record during religious ceremonies, if you will. So no, that's against the religion and the law.
There's a whole business around recording at religious ceremonies. They're called wedding videographers.
Like Nick. I do have an update on what I was talking about. So the rabbi does not bite anything. That is not a thing, right?
Oh, okay.
But they do suck. So in a traditional Jewish circumcision, there's a step called the, I'm sorry for mispronouncing this, but the metzitza bepeh, which historically involved the mohel using his mouth to suction blood from the circumcision wound immediately after removing the foreskin. Now, it's not, so I asked if there was biting. It's not the same as using
Are
teeth.
we vampires?
After the cut, some mohels in certain ChatGPT said ultra orthodox communities still perform oral suction directly with the mouth. Others use a sterile glass tube or pipette for suction to reduce infection risk. Due to public health concerns, especially the risk of transmitting herpes to infants, many health authorities and even some Orthodox communities have banned this. So yes, it does exist, but not much. ChatGPT says it swats on their way. Oh my gosh. Forget everything I said.
Sarah,
and
do
I
your
thought
parents...
the Catholics were gay.
Just the priest. So, Sarah, do your parents have the foreskin in his baby book, like the umbilical cord? Is that like, do they keep it?
My mom's a scrapbooker. I don't want to know. Like if I flip a page, no, I doubt it.
Box?
That'd be weird. She's like she keeps the baby teeth, but I don't think she'd go that far.
Wait, someone else kept baby teeth? Because I kept my kids' baby teeth for the longest time.
Oh, yeah. My mom has scrapbooks and they have little pouches on like first lost tooth. My mom was like heavy creative memories in the 90s, okay?
I'm really frustrated right now because our original co-host made me feel guilty and made me feel like an idiot for keeping my kids' teeth for probably 5 episodes straight. And so
this is fucking crazy because we're talking about the same topics that I'm just hearing over and over and over again right now. Because
Darren went back and listened to the first couple episodes. But
it's bad.
I was cleaning out the room that like I had all that stuff and I threw them out. Because
I just did the same thing when we moved because I didn't know what to do.
You're gonna make a necklace out of it.
So now I know that in a few years they're gonna be telling me they wish I kept them. Great.
Do you have the hair from like the first haircuts and all that?
Not my. I wasn't there for that.
Okay, Chris, you've got a big weekend coming up this weekend.
Not really. No.
Okay, Nick, you've got a big weekend coming up this weekend, right?
I do. I actually fly to Punta Cana tomorrow. Tomorrow.
You're going tomorrow?
Chris is like, oh shit,
No,
when's the wedding?
Tomorrow.
Really?
Tuesday.
You're going down early?
Yes.
Oh, I'm going down
Yes.
Wednesday.
I know you are. I'm going there.
Booked my flight. So I think.
Yeah.
I'm going down when my wife lets me.
So not tomorrow.
She doesn't let
So
you.
not tomorrow.
Not ever.
Not tonight.
Yeah, I have a really gigantic destination wedding clients happening.
She's
in
not that
Punta Cana
fat.
this weekend. Oh, you're not.
She's not fat at all. That's why I didn't say that.
Oh my god. She actually, I saw some pictures. Like she's definitely getting prepared for the wedding. Like she didn't need to lose any weight, but I could tell like she's she slimmed down even more to for the wedding.
It was really good for when she tried on her dress the other day and it didn't fit because she lost more weight. Yeah. The alterations weren't much. It was only like $500. So
she lost too much weight.
Yeah.
But it's a terrible problem to have.
So yeah, I mean, spoiler alert, Chris's sister is getting married this weekend in the Dominican Republic, and there's like 70 people going. There's a lot.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Wow.
70 people that aren't going to be able to get back into the United States.
Now, it's kind of cheating because her fiance is Dominican, so a lot of the people live there.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're just
Yeah, I was
going
very
down
confused
the street.
because I'm the travel advisor on this too, and like some of them are like, "Oh, we're only booking a one-way flight." I'm like, "Can you do that?" I don't know if that's legal or not, but apparently it is if you live there or you're from there. So I fly out down tomorrow. Most of the wedding party arrives on Wednesday and Thursday, and it's gonna be an awesome time. I'm excited.
Yeah, I hope I don't melt. That's my one big concern is melting. Although I will say, it is hotter in New Jersey than it is in Dominican Republic, which is insane to say.
I haven't even looked at the weather, and I'm just like, it'll be breezy. You're on a beach.
Sure, it'll be breezy.
It'll feel better.
It's
not New Jersey.
It's 98 degrees here in New Jersey right now, and
It's
Dominican
in
Republic
sync here in Florida.
86.
Aw.
Happy
Chris,
Pride. Month.
NSYNC was a.
I had NSYNC on my hit clips. If you know, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Sarah's like,
You're
oh,
the
I know.
only other person.
I still have mine.
Did I bring this up?
No.
Yes.
Oh, yes, you did.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
we
like,
definitely
you're
did an
the
episode where we
only
talked about-
other person.
Oh, yeah, I still have them.
Hip clips or hit clips, and then we talked about gigapets,
Gigapets.
the Tamagotchis.
Yeah.
I couldn't keep those things alive, and now I have kids. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm going in blind, meaning I haven't written any of the speeches yet, and I also haven't looked at the resort. So it's going to be like really fun. I don't know why I waited so long to write the speeches because I'm trying to write it today and I had to take care of a child. So it's like, back in high school and college, I just waited to the last minute to write papers and it was fine. I had no responsibilities. Man, responsibilities make things tough.
Well, aren't you also? So I was looking at the wedding website.
Yes.
You're the best man.
Correct.
And you're also the officiant.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. What is the officiant speech called? Whenever I type it in on Google Drive.
The sermon?
Yeah, I want to say sermon. It's not religious, so I just put officiant speech. But I always misspell officiant, so it always puts the little red squiggly lines underneath. But so I chat GPT'd an officiant speech just to get a layout of the what like points I need to hit. I'm just keeping it. It's good enough. It's good enough. It's just insert. I'm gonna accidentally say.
You're not
thank
gonna
you for.
him.
I'm gonna accidentally say. Thank you for joining us for the marriage of insert name here on accident. Instead of actually inserting my sister's name there. Now it'll be a lot of fun. I'm afraid that I'm gonna pass out, not due to being nervous, but due to the heat. Like a selfish part of me wants it to rain.
So part of the reason of why I wanted to go down there is just to
Just
make
talk about the wedding?
to talk about the wedding.
Okay. Oh, I didn't know if you were talking about me.
Well, that too. I get to meet Chris for the first
I
time.
know. It's crazy.
This is exciting. It's been like
In the flesh.
forever. So my room number, Chris, is.
You booked the
So, yeah,
joining
so
rooms with me.
part of the reason I wanted to go is this is my biggest group that I've ever booked before, as well as a destination wedding. So I wanted to go down and just make sure things run smoothly and make sure that the bride and groom can just relax and enjoy their time at the resort with their friends and family. So I'm just going to be kind of one step ahead of them and making sure that the cocktail hour is set up and everything's set up perfectly so that she can just relax. But apparently, I've also been voluntold to record the wedding.
Yeah. The cheapest videographer ever.
As I had to pay for myself to be there too. And my daughter's gonna be there, so she'll be the VP of fun, showing everybody around. But it's a huge resort too. This resort has like 1,400 rooms.
Wow, really?
So it's ginormous. And of course, like I'm getting requests from people, and they're like, I want my room to be next to so and so's. And I get an email last night from Chris's mom, and she's like, oh, I forgot to mention, we want our room to be next door to Chris's. We want connecting rooms so that way they can watch Ellie. And she's like, we also want to be as close as possible to the bride and groom.
Oh. I don't
I'm like,
want
well,
to.
that might be a little difficult because the bride and groom have like the mega suite.
Right, yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't really want to be near them. I kind of want to stay away from that.
Yeah.
I've been there already. I don't need to go experience it again.
Well, I have extra room in mine, Chris, if you need. So
Perfect.
If you need to get away.
And your room has extra room as well?
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous for the wedding day. A little nervous because Emily's gonna be her hand's gonna be pretty full, and my mom, her hands are gonna be full. I gotta be on Ellie duty the day of the wedding.
Oh no.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting. As well as I just found out that. Is everything okay? No, I'll just eat it later. Thank you, though.
You want to jump into Carline Chronicles or Stories from the Sunrail? Jesus.
She must have forgot we had a phone. When I said I was Amish earlier, she probably thought I was serious.
Okay, real quick, if you want to know what Chris is talking about, we recorded, Chris got a scam call right before we went on YouTube, and that will be released to our Patreon members. So if you want to join our Patreon, that's our clubhouse, become a friend with benefits, just go to our website. Link is right there. As low as $2 a month. Go ahead. Sorry, Chris.
So.
Oh, the website's nonewfriendspodcast.com.
Perfect. Day of the wedding, I'm on Ellie duty, but I found out that the wedding is at like 5:30 at night or 6 o'clock at night. That's her bedtime. So as soon as I do the sermon, I'm gonna have
Can't
to.
you just give her?
Well, they have a kids club. Just drop her off there.
3 and older. Trust me, I looked into
yeah,
it.
that's
And also, I don't feel comfortable dropping my kid off in a third world country daycare. There's something about it. I've seen way too many documentaries. I like her. I do like her. I do want to see her again. So, but I'll tell you what, the kids club does look really cool, and I hope that I can visit it with her because they have like a puppet shows and stuff. I want to do that.
Yeah, I
I'm
was
not
looking
allowed
at
to visit.
the activities. I know Chris, you said you haven't really looked in
Not
the
at
resort
all.
much, and I was looking last night at the restaurants and bars and stuff, and like there's like some really cool stuff in the kids club.
I know.
So I'm kind of jealous about it.
I
They
know.
got a lot going on.
I think we should do a daddy, daughter date at the kids club.
There you go.
Cute.
Yeah.
Can you go
Alright.
live?
Yeah.
I've already signed myself up
That
for.
sounds so bad, Scott.
Can you go live?
As soon as you
I've
get to the
already
kids
signed
club,
myself up for water aerobics.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, or they have like a bicycle in the water.
I'm gonna bring my binoculars.
Perfect.
Yeah, I won't come to the aerobics, but I will. Never mind.
Come later.
I have something that's similar to a snorkel you can put your mouth on.
Good. It'll be probably cheaper than the excursion.
You call me cheap?
I'm immersion over excursion.
Oh, boy.
Anyway. So yeah, so that's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be really hot. I'm gonna melt. I'm wearing a light blue shirt. It's gonna be 6 shades darker.
Well, I can't wait to hear stories about it. That'll be exciting.
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
resort, for anybody wondering, you can follow me on Sandpiper Vacations. I'm going to be posting a lot of content while I'm down there too. We're staying at Lopazan Costa Bavaro in Punta Cana, and it's really going to be an amazing time. There's just tons of restaurants to choose from too, buffets. Chris, you looked into, there's like bars, but obviously
yeah.
lots of bars. There's a tequila bar. What else did you look at?
There was the tequila bar I will definitely be at. They serve coffee at the tequila bar, so I think it's like a loose tequila bar. I'm excited for the juice bar.
Coffee person.
What?
Sarah, I was under the assumption Sarah would be serving all the drinks there.
Juice.
Yeah. I figured there'd be like matzo ball soup broth.
I haven't had that in forever. That sounds good.
Garnished with the foreskin of a baby.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow.
That was deep.
Yeah, with political climate, I thought the juice bar thing was a little far, but no, we took it one step further.
Yeah, usually here's that line. I'm about 10 feet over it.
Yeah, and if you want the Iranian experience, you can actually sit like a few tables away, and the people at the juice bar will just throw you your car bombs and stuff.
Oh my god.
And here comes Chris, 10 feet beyond me over that line.
It's just history. It happened.
Chris, that joke bombed.
No one died, only the nuclear program. I think we can make jokes about that.
Speaking of Nick's services, and then also his travel agency.
That's Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month. So the other night, Rachel's outside drinking, which is not a unusual thing. The next morning, I get a text message from her. Hey, we're booked to go to Mexico in February. I'm like, I'm sorry, what?
Wait a minute.
We're booked to do what? She just completely drunk booked this is how easy it is to book a vacation through Nick. Rachel drunk booked a trip to Mexico.
Yeah, what you don't know is Nick sent her down a case of wine with a brochure for this
Planned the whole
resort.
thing. That's awesome.
No, now I'm upset. What the fuck happened to the Disney cruise?
Well,
Apparently not next year, bud.
not next year. But she is talking about, she saved some money this time. I was able to find a savings, and she is talking about doing a family vacation. And she mentions the kids. I don't know which ones, but
Not Darren. Not Darren.
You might make the cut.
yeah,
Yeah.
gotta be nice.
Oh, that's
Too,
awesome.
too much talk about cutting here. So big announcement.
Really?
Yes. So I called Miranda today. Actually, I FaceTimed Miranda today.
Almost.
Actually, I texted Miranda and I was like, "Hey, you busy?" She's like, "I'm meeting with the kids. What's up?" And I was like, "Can I FaceTime you?" Sure. This is not something that we normally do. We normally don't FaceTime each other. So she gets on the phone. I was like, "Hey, the group decided that last week is your last episode filling in."
I seriously about cried.
And she just got, "What?"
Why?
And I said the group decided that they'd like you to join full time. So Miranda is our new full time host of whatever we call ourselves now.
You have to
Parents
give
Night
it-
Out with no new friends.
You have to give a
Yay.
speech.
Thank you.
Yeah.
guys.
Oh yeah. I forgot to tell you. You have to give a
You have to
speech.
give-
What?
has to-
Whoa,
we'll start
whoa,
with the
whoa,
timer. It
whoa.
has to be 6
Okay,
minutes.
Chris,
They made
could
me
you
do it
that for
too.
me?
No, I
What's
did
your
mine.
favorite
I paid my
episode
dues.
that you weren't on?
Jeez. Oh my goodness. I don't know the names of them. Like I know.
That's okay.
I know. You just put me on the spot. Now I'm like. Boom, 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 boom. Hold on.
Just don't pick one. Just all of them.
All of them.
They-
They're
Just
all
pick
a
great.
number.
Well, yes. Okay, all of them.
Fantastic.
I do have some though, so I'll get back to that later.
And Darren, again, thank you for guest hosting. We appreciate you being here.
Of course, always.
So,
Goodness.
Miranda, your 4-year-old is learning new words.
He is surprising new words. I don't know where he got it from either. It's crazy. We were just sitting in the living room the other night. My husband and I were watching a movie, and the kids were watching their little shows, and he comes in to the living room all of a sudden out of nowhere and says, "What the fuck, Daddy?" And I was like, did he just say that? Like we're both looking at each other like, and it's like in that moment. I mean, I have 3 kids, but my oldest never did that, and of course my other ones too. So I didn't know what to say. Like I didn't know how to react. Like, do you address it? Do you just ignore it? What do you do in that moment? And we took a little bit, and we said, "Buddy, we don't say that word." And he acted like he didn't even know what we were talking about. So then you got to think, does he even know like what he said?
Actually, this is how it went. Your husband was like, "Hey, buddy, we don't say that fucking word."
Right. I mean, I'm sure that's what he was tempted to say. But seriously, I don't know. Have any of you ever dealt with that? Like, what do you?
Nick,
do
you're
you
an
do?
expert. I feel like.
Yeah, my daughter, I mean, we're open-minded to letting her
Express herself.
express herself and say words up until a couple weeks ago. But she kind of, as long as she said it in the right context, which he did.
He did.
Exactly.
That's kind of scary. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's good. I don't know.
So Piper's been, she's been allowed to say the fuck word around the house. And we basically told her, like, this is a word that you're not allowed to say at school, around friends, anybody else outside the house, unless you start paying taxes. So she went to my parents' house about a month or so ago and told them, Daddy and Papa said that I'm allowed to say fuck at home. So
Yeah.
she's no longer allowed to say it. Right after I told her,
Lost that
don't
privilege."
say that to grandma and grandma. So yeah,
Oh, my
she
goodness.
doesn't say anymore. But yeah, I mean she understands. I mean they teach them at school at the school age level of what words are good and bad, and like she's always saying all the time. Like anytime I say something stupid, she goes off on me about it. She's like, "You're not allowed to say that." So I try to correct myself on stuff like that, but also fuck it.
Well, I think that's what caught me off guard because usually he's the one saying, "Mommy, you said stupid. You don't say that." And I'm like, "You just walked in and said fuck, and you're telling me not to say stupid." Like I don't. Obviously, he didn't know what he was saying, but he said it right. So did he? I don't know.
So where do you learn it?
Right? We don't talk like that in this house.
Uh,
It's fucking ridiculous. I don't know where the hell he heard that. No, yeah, we try not to. Like, we try to watch the way we talk. We get mad and say things, but yeah.
Blink twice if you need help.
How many?
Sometimes nervous fighting and
but yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see. We'll see if it happens again. And where to go from there? I don't know.
Speaking of witness protection, Sarah, do your kids curse at all, or your kids in quotes?
Whoa, you don't have to put it in quotes.
yeah,
all
well,
right?
that was disrespectful.
They'd be pissed off if they saw you do that.
No, because it's a fake family. It's not real. It's witness
No,
protection. Go with the bit.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
thought you were
I-
referring to my status as bonus parent.
No.
That was a little
Me
insulting.
too.
Not gonna lie.
Oh my god.
Me too. I was like, whoa.
You used air quotes. Just throwing that out there. I digress. My oldest definitely 110% uses them in, you see how I said my oldest? In text messages because I've seen it. And not only does she use them in English, but she uses them in Spanish. Okay. One time I saw a text message that was like, this puta. Oh, I'm like, oh, dang. I had to ask Lewis what it meant. Turns out she's calling somebody a whore. Okay. And then the youngest, nope. Completely like hears it. I get mouth gaping. Like, how dare you? Will listen to it in music, like loves Eminem, can listen to it all day long. But then if you say it, like if Lewis or I say it, that's it. She's like, oh my God.
Like appalled.
I can't hear. Absolutely. That's exactly what it is. She's appalled. Like the audacity.
That's how my 13-year-old was. So this is new territory. I'm like, he still doesn't cuss.
He
Weird.
does. You
Well-
just don't hear it.
Probably, yeah. But he's a pretty good kid. I don't know.
Yeah, that's ours too. Yep. And then they're using it in Spanish over text messages.
There's probably hidden, that everybody has those hidden text messages or
Oh, yeah.
hidden apps. I'm sure there's all kinds of that I don't know about.
Wait, you can hide text messages?
I'm sure you can.
Nope.
Nope. I don't know what you're talking about.
I hate
Pictures,
cursing.
yes.
Wait, you can hide. Oh, you guys have told me that. Yeah. So, I hate curse words. I'll use them for dramatic emphasis or comedy. Like that's it. But Darren curses like a sailor, and I'm like, dude, like learn the English language other than the word fuck. Darren, you're muted.
I bet it's in the dictionary.
Darren, you're fucking muted.
I have no idea what you're about.
You're having some poor internet connections.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Chris, how are you going to handle this with Darren is giving us the finger, and if you want to see Darren give us the finger whenever he guest hosts, just watch us on YouTube every Monday,
you,
8 p.m.
piece of
Eastern
shit.
Standard Time when we're live on the YouTube. Just follow us, No New Friends Podcast, and set that notification bell on.
If you want
Chris,
to see more of those fingers, Darren, would you like to plug your OnlyFans?
Yeah, it's Darren_Maffei.
Chris, how are you going to handle curse words with Ellie?
Probably like the Puerto Rican way with a spoon. You never hit him with it, but that rustling around in the utensil drawer, looking for that wooden spoon, just scares you so bad. My mom did that when I was growing up and never hit us with it. But man, the fear of that spoon. always made us stop whatever we were doing. So yeah, it's gonna be the spoon probably method. I don't even really curse around Emily much. Like I think I talked about this before. My dad's old school, so my dad doesn't curse around my mom. My dad doesn't even really curse around me much, and so I just grew up that way. So yeah, so it'll be the spoon method, not hitting, but just the threat. I don't think she will. She's very sweet. Like she'll come over and put her little head on me to give me hugs and stuff. It's like I don't think this girl could ever do anything.
Piper used to be sweet. Wait till you meet her.
Yeah, it's coming. Just wait.
I think we'll probably just lock her in the Rapunzel. That would seem like a pretty good parenting method. Just lock her away upstairs.
She's gonna be hanging out with the ants in your house, and
then we land a documentary deal like 20 years from now on Netflix. She's paid.
Oh, brilliant!
Right?
Brilliant.
I'll be in jail,
Brilliant.
but at least she'll be set for life, right?
That's so
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Good plan.
It's selfless. It's selfless.
My daughters haven't cursed around me, so that's why they're my favorites.
She curses like commenting on our TikToks.
Who?
Hey, I was gonna say you think
Gail.
I'm bad? Wait until you actually hear Abby or Michaela. They're worse.
No, they are princesses.
Yes,
Oh my God.
that's what you think.
So everybody thinks I'm so well spoken sometimes, but Lewis and I at home, sailors. Like every other word.
I thought you were more of semen.
it's a big turn off.
Well, and especially because you're in a little bit of hot water right now.
I am. I'm glad you brought up
Paradise.
water. I got the Lego Titanic. Thanks. My husband
Can't say
got it
water
for
on
me.
the Titanic.
You can't say iceberg on the Titanic.
Oh, okay, you're right.
But, I really, really wanted it. So now we spent like a car payment and a half on this Lego set. So that's
put it.
no big deal. I'd like the record to reflect that it wasn't on a Firm or Klarna. It was on a
I'm sorry
credit
to hear
card,
that.
Oh,
but
Period.
it was
Establishing that
not on. It's okay. I always pay on time. It's set up for auto pay. It'll be great. I'm paying it in like $50 increments. And yeah, that's going to take a long time.
yeah, there won't be any interest on that at all. So actually, the car and a half, or the payment and a
Car
half for
payment
the
and a half.
car, for the Titanic thing, when it's all paid off, will end up being like a year worth of mortgage
Tesla.
payments. Yeah, it's like you just bought a Tesla,
I
pretty
didn't
much.
really think about it that way. Now I am. It's still in the box, so that's returnable, right? Just kidding. That's never going to happen because there's a bookshelf that we bought now. Anyways, it's a whole
On the
thing.
credit card as well?
Did you also put that on the credit card?
No. One thing at a time, okay? So it's just this was a big thing, all right? So my husband is so amazing, and we left Disney Springs at like 11 something after going to get it at the last minute. But he saved it for me. He called and got it saved. And then today...
Should have been there in 1914. You could have saved it.
1912. Get your facts
1912.
straight.
That's what the difference.
So I'm trying to behave myself and not purchase anything and not, do anything to cause a
To
ripple.
flirt with zero bank account again?
Well, no, just, my husband's being very patient with me lately. And so I was trying to behave.
Wait, lately,
all
so
right?
he wasn't patient in the past?
No, he's always patient.
Okay.
Always patient. It's just he's been extra patient lately because I have a Lego addiction that helps my ADHD, and I just happen to spend a lot of money on one. Anyways, today the cat distribution system has worked in my favor, and there is a cat in my backyard, and so I've started feeding it.
Oh, God.
And not only that, listen, I can't help it, okay? Because I've always wanted the cat distribution system to work in my favor, and it did. So it got wet food, dry food, and treats on a plate, a bowl of water, and a little house. It's got a house outside now if it wants to come back. Oh, and there's catnip in the house. So I'm
that's
really
your
trying.
cat.
Well, it's the
your
girl's cat because I did the food. They did the rest. But my husband was like,
You're going to have 8
cat.
cats.
I'm like, yeah, look, a sibling. And he's like, yeah, no. I'm like, no, yes. Let me now we're putting out the shelter and we're putting out treats and we're putting out catnip. So yeah, I might be in hot water now.
Oh my goodness. And I see her looking over to Lewis to make sure that it's okay. Like she's like looking over as she's telling the story.
No, I'm not paying attention to him because right past him is the door where I can look outside with the blinds open to see if the cat comes to the little house. Yeah.
Okay.
So anyways, if I need a place to stay, I'll have to call you first because you're the closest.
Okay,
And
perfect.
you have a big house, I'm sure. So
We've got plenty of room, yes.
perfect.
Nick, you got a sports update for us?
I do have a sports update, actually. Thanks for asking.
Nick's on the mic, so it's time to take notice. And if you don't like it, that's homophobic. Stay the hell out of his way. Move, I'm gay.
It's Pride Month. Move, I'm gay, guys. And I haven't been here the whole month because I've been celebrating Pride, but honestly, I haven't. Which, long story short, I haven't been on the past couple weeks. Unfortunately, we had two deaths in the family. So we took some time off and just kind of got away from everything. But before, when I was on, I haven't talked about it in a while, but kickball, guys.
Oh, no.
I was going to say, how is
Okay.
the sports update?
Kickball.
Nick? I was
So-
I was wondering how you're going to segue to sports.
Yeah, so as you guys know, I was in the gay kickball league. Our season just ended.
Just the kickball
and
You don't have to say gay kickball, just the kickball league.
no, it was
We know
Hey
it's
now,
a gay
I
kickball
want to be
league.
in a kickball league.
it was gay.
Then be
It's
gay, and then
super
you can
gay.
be in a kickball league.
Okay.
Do they
I'll
have
be gay with you so
They
that you
have
can
straight,
go.
yeah.
That's
you
what
don't have to be
softball's
gay to
for.
join.
Pump your brakes.
If it helps our chances of getting on the team, we'll be gay though.
We'll do whatever we have to do.
Do straight
We will
people
make
play?
it happen.
Do
Yes.
straight people play kickball? Or, like, is there leagues for that?
Yeah, in elementary school.
No, like
I was-
grown-up leagues.
I mean, we have a group of friends that go out and play sometimes, but that's.
I don't have friends. That's,
Yeah,
Yes,
what are
you
friends?
do.
Oh, I'm sorry, Scott. You know what I mean? Are you gonna go play kickball with me, Scott?
Hell no.
You're supposed to
Exactly.
be
So in
getting
this
in
case, I don't
shape.
have friends.
Nick, I am getting in shape. I have lost 16 pounds. I was wearing like a large shirt. I haven't worn a large shirt since high school. And like, I could not stop checking myself out in the mirror yesterday. I realized everybody's a little bit narcissists. Like I stood
Okay,
up.
so you
and
know
I'm
what's
like,
really cool about that story, Scott, is this is my portion of the
my bad,
segment, so
sorry.
it's all about me. So I joined, speaking of no friends, so I joined the gay kickball league because I wanted to get out there, make some friends again, and get physical.
Get your balls kicked.
And get my balls kicked. So what had happened was
Nice.
the entire season basically rained. We played an entire 3 games out of 10. We were supposed to have our championship game 2 weeks ago. That got rained out, or like our tournaments. So that got rained out. So the season sucked. But I played really
Congrats.
good, I think. Yeah. On the 3 games I played, I did good.
Tell me who sucked the best.
Jonathan, Zach, Tyler. That was just the first game. So kickball season's over, unfortunately, but cheerleading season's back.
for you or Piper?
Both.
Both.
Come on, man.
So I'm coaching again.
Oh, God.
If you remember last year, I coached the mini cheerleading division, which is first and second graders. And I took a lot of drugs because of it.
I say your patience is
yeah.
phenomenal.
Luckily, they don't do background check or like they do background checks, but they don't do like weed checks or anything. So I'm good on that. It's medicine. It's medicational.
Medication.
Medication. Is that a word? It is.
And
now.
it is now.
It is now. It's medicational.
It's Pride Month. I can say whatever I want.
This is your month.
This is my last chance.
We did establish that Darren's month ended last week because he only gets half the month.
Yeah, you're only halfway there. So we just started conditioning yesterday with the girls, which they were complaining a lot because they're running up and down stairs and having to do like push-ups and stuff. But there's one girl on this team that is Piper's height and age. She can do a round off pack handspring.
Oh,
And I am very jealous because Piper's almost there, but also that means we're going to win the competition.
okay.
I'm calling it now. We're going to win our competition.
I love it.
Secret. She's the secret ingredient.
Nick is calling his
Secret
shots.
weapon.
Yeah. So I'm super excited to do it again. Last year was just very overwhelming doing any sort of sport for the first time or coaching a sport for the first time. Now I know what I'm doing to the point that there's 2 new coaches on my team and they're looking to me to.
Wow. A lot of pressure.
So, yeah.
Are you going to start yelling this year?
I'm going to get a whistle, I think.
Perfect.
I feel like I need a whistle.
Nice.
I need to figure out like how, because that was my issue last year, is getting first and second graders to like listen. Like, I volunteered at Piper's school, and they do some sort of clapping thing, and everybody just stops talking. They like stand still, like they don't move. Like I need that.
You know that little ball that's in the whistle that makes it whistle? Like, you know when you...
Yes.
Yeah. Nick, you're
The,
so
the
good...
testicle of the whistle. Yeah.
You're so good at blowing. That ball's going to fly right out of the whistle.
Had a little practice. So yeah, that's my personal sports update. I know in other sports, I don't think are sports happening right now. I don't even know.
Well, the NBA championship just wrapped up yesterday, Game
What?
7.
Oklahoma won.
Yep,
I thought
Oklahoma City won.
Basketball was over. Oh, that's March Madness.
March
That's
Madness, yeah.
college, isn't it?
Halliburton joined the exclusive list that Chris is the president of
Yes.
athletes with torn Achilles.
I started Googling. I asked ChatGPT if there's a correlation between the COVID vaccine and torn Achilles. Like, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but a lot of torn Achilles after COVID.
You're not wrong.
I know. I'm looking it up. I'm going to be the first person to
Make that connection. Yeah, they already made that connection on Fox News.
maybe next vaccine. I can make a better one.
Miranda's like, yeah, it was episode 35 of Tucker Carlson. So that's over. We've got the NBA draft coming up on Thursday.
Yeah, and then World War III draft coming up on Saturday. a lot of drafts coming up.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
suddenly
Darren,
I'm trans.
see ya, buddy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Under 26, baby.
That's prime age.
Yep, and then we've got WWE Night of Champions in Saudi
Oh.
Arabia.
Speaking of WWE,
4 letters, 1 word. Boom. Sorry, go ahead, Nick.
that's the wrestling thing, right?
That is the wrestling thing, yes.
So there's a guy that I think is a wrestler who used to be on MTV,
The Miz.
The Miz.
Yes.
I know it wasn't The Miz. Just kidding. It has nothing to do with sports then. Johnny Bananas was in town. That's what I thought.
Johnny Bananas was
Johnny
from
Bananas.
like the reality show.
So was The Miz.
The challenge or
Yeah,
The
the
Miz.
challenge.
Well,
The
The
Miz
Miz
is
is
from
Real World.
Real World.
And the
Real
challenge and all
World,
that.
and then Tough
he's
Enough, and
he's a fucking douche in person. I met him.
Really?
I've
The
heard
Miz?
that.
Sorry for the language.
the Miz is a douche.
He's a douche. Yeah, so it has nothing to do with The Miz, but Johnny Bananas was in town. Apparently he has a new edible line out. So he was out selling his edibles here.
So now you can eat Johnny's bananas.
Yeah.
Chris, you got a game for us tonight, right?
I do. And first, we have a little intro for the YouTube.
Alex, right here. Just insert the audio.
Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole?
Bringing back a fan favorite this week. Am I the asshole? Now, gonna need some help from you guys on this one. I have 7 different stories.
Oh, God.
No, but we're not gonna do them all today. We're gonna do.
Okay, good.
So I did do some wedding related ones. I did some other ones that I found funny. So I'm gonna go through the list and we'll have a group vote. So we have number 1. Am I the asshole for sneaking out and causing my sister to lose her job? Number 2, for not cooking fancier meals. Number 3, for saying I don't want my friend's, quote, fat bridesmaid aesthetic. Number 4, for retaking bridesmaid photos without one particular bridesmaid. Number 5, for not inviting my friend's wife to my wedding for how she treated me at her wedding. Number 6, I did this specifically for Sarah and Scott, for tipping 83 cents. And number 7, for not skipping a work trip because my husband is recovering from a hair transplant surgery. So those are all our options tonight. We'll do 3, and if we have time, we'll do 4.
So
do you have a...
I think that
I really like number 3.
The 2 bridesmaids
Yes,
one, and then
yeah.
the wedding invitation.
Okay, we'll go wedding
thinking.
theme today. We'll go wedding
Yeah,
theme
yeah, yeah.
today. All right, you guys ready?
Yes.
Am I the asshole for saying I don't want to be my friend's, quote, fat bridesmaid aesthetic? Here's the story. I'm 29 and my friend, 30, is getting married in October. We've been close friends since college, but lately I feel like I'm just part of her, quote, vision. She picked tight bridesmaid dresses without asking anyone's opinion. They fit the other girls fine. Their size is 2 to 6. But me, I'm a size 16, and these dresses are basically shapewear. When I asked about other options, she laughed and said, quote, no, I love how it looks on all different body types. It's giving real women, end quote. It felt like I was just there for her body diversity aesthetic. I asked if that was true, and she got quiet and said, you're so confident. That's why I wanted you in it, which to me just means you make me look better. I told her I didn't want her body positivity prop, and maybe she should pick another friend. She cried, said I was ruining her wedding vision, and now the group chat is dead silent. My boyfriend thinks I should just deal with it for one day, but I'm tired of pretending it doesn't bother me. Am I the asshole for refusing to be part of her Pinterest fantasy? So who's the asshole? The size 16 bridesmaid, I'll say it nicely, or the bride who asked her to be a bridesmaid, I guess? Who's the asshole? Miranda looks like she's in deep thought about this, so we'll start with Miranda.
I think it's the bridesmaid.
The bridesmaid's the asshole.
Yes, because, I mean, she's being asked to be in it. She obviously wants her in it. And I think it's more of a her thing than the bride thing. I don't know. I think it's the bridesmaid.
Sarah, what do you think?
I disagree.
Really?
I think it's the bride.
The bride's the asshole.
Yeah, because, well, if you're gonna, I'm sorry, but that's
the body thing, the body shaping.
Yeah.
Like that's messed up, I will say.
You, like, if your bridesmaid is uncomfortable and she's stating that she's uncomfortable, and I'm sorry, you can be confident, but I don't know. That's kind of hurtful, I feel like, to the bridesmaid, because she's not confident, and it doesn't matter how many times you say you're confident, doesn't make somebody confident. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, Scott, you're the plus size model here. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Fatty McFatterson's the asshole. If you don't want to be the quota or DEI, if you will, of the wedding party, get on a Peloton. I did. It's working wonders for me. If I can do it, any other fatty can get on a Peloton and lose a few pounds. And also, like, I've gotten to only be a groomsman in one wedding, and it was my sister's, and I was my sister made my brother-in-law ask me. So, like, shame on her. You don't get invited to be in a wedding party every day. Like, if I was on that wedding party to just be the fat guy, so be it. I was in the wedding party. It's fine.
Embrace it.
Embrace it. Get over yourself. It's her day, not yours. Listen to your boyfriend and get over it for one day.
Nick, what do you think?
I don't know, because I'm usually like, I get annoyed with bridezillas.
Yeah.
And it sounds like bridezilla to me a little bit.
I get that. That's a fair assumption.
Yeah, because I have a friend that like almost uninvited herself as a bridesmaid just because she had a bridezilla that she's dealing with, and that friend is listening to this podcast right now.
Hi, friend.
And her name's Maddie. she wasn't the bridezilla, but she has a friend that's being one, and she's not. Yeah.
Hey, we've all been there. No,
Hey.
I haven't not been there.
This is totally not related to that, but I did get asked to be a bridesmaid today, so I think that's kind of crazy.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. It's the first time I've ever been.
It's my sister's wedding. She needed another. She'll be there too.
I actually did do the filling of the shoes one time when a bridesmaid quit on
Did
the
you
bride.
really? That's.
I did.
All right, please
I
put
did,
a pin in
and
that
I-
because I do want to hear this whole story. Like we cannot forget to circle back to this because bridesmaid fill-in. Maybe we'll do this after the segment ends because I need to hear this bridesmaid fill-in story.
What happened?
Yeah,
Yes,
this
need
is
to know.
this
Okay.
is very
Need to
interesting.
know.
Darren, who's the asshole?
Oh, the bride is 1,000% the asshole.
You convinced me.
That was if we played this with Remy from Remy's Roundtable. He would have just said, "Oh, the bride's an asshole," and then that would have been it. No explanation.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Jabba the Hutt on this one. I think that she's the asshole. You were asked to be a part of someone's day. Now we are only hearing Jabba's story. Like we're not hearing the other.
Exactly.
We're not hearing the
Barbie
bride's
story.
part. So even just hearing Hagrid's side of the story, we have I still think that the bride is in the clear here. Yokozuna was asked to be part of this woman's day, and but listen, maybe lighten up, literally. No, maybe the bride should have given more options for dresses.
Yes.
But
That's her wedding.
I don't know.
I'm getting to choose my dress, so.
Yeah. So I think Big Al's the asshole. But anyway, so
Hey, leave the blob alone.
we got this one's I'm really excited to read. I didn't read a lot of these. So am I the asshole for retaking bridesmaid photos without one particular bridesmaid? It was Jabba the Hutt, by the way. I, 23 female, got married 2 weeks ago to my husband, 24 male, and everything went great. I had 5 bridesmaids
They're
plus my maid
doomed.
of honor.
Way too young. They're fucked.
After the ceremony, we took group photos. One bridesmaid, we're going to call her N. That's kind of weird, but
Wow.
23 female. I had to go back and read this again and make sure I was getting this correct. So N has a tall, muscular build and wore a patterned dress, even though I asked everyone to wear solid colors. Because of this, she really stood out in the photos and didn't match the rest of the group. When we checked the first round of pictures, it was clear to everyone, though no one wanted to say it, that she didn't fit in the way that I had planned. But then N herself turned to me and said, I understand if you want to take some without me. She seemed fine about it, even laughed, so I agreed, and we retook some bridesmaid shots without her. At the reception, N congratulated me and left early, saying something had come up. I didn't think anything of it. 2 weeks later, while on my honeymoon, I got the finished photos and posted my favorites on Facebook, none of which included N, since only I shared about 30 of the best shots. N messaged me upset that she wasn't posted in any pictures, and that I'd retaken them without her. I apologized and reminded her that she was the one that suggested it. She called me selfish and a narcissist and now won't respond. I genuinely thought she was okay with it and wanted my wedding photos to look cohesive. My husband agrees with me, but I feel bad now that she's her. So who's the asshole? N? We can't call her N. Let's call her Nora or the bride. Now I'm gonna go first here. Nora's the asshole. Why are you trying to stand out as one of the bridesmaids when you're given a color to wear? Like, how bold do you have to be like, nah, I think I'm gonna wear plaid? I'm
gonna tell you why. Because the last wedding that she went to and that she was in the wedding party, she was size 16, and the bride just picked out the dress for her. So she's like, I ain't doing that this time. I'm wearing my own thing. Ergo the plaid.
So are you going with the bride's the asshole for posting the pictures without her? She should have posted at least one, probably.
Yeah.
With the pattern girl, right? With N?
I'm going to go with the bride because we're at a time in our lives that we can Photoshop. You could have clearly Photoshopped the dress.
That's a
and
good point.
Fix the color on it.
That is a really good point. They're young.
And if she had a good photographer, yeah.
That's a great point. ChatGPT that bitch. Darren, you're going to be pretty long answer here, so I'll let you go next.
No, I agree that the bride should have posted at least one photo with Nora, but she's the bridesmaid asshole for not going with the theme and the dress code. That's pretty fucked up. Like you could get somebody would have kicked another bride would have kicked them out of the wedding.
Kind of bad. Scott, Mr. Maffei?
Okay. The bride is the asshole.
That's my father.
Yeah, the bride is the asshole 1,000%. I'm going to tell you why. Because she was so goddamn cheap that she didn't buy the bridesmaids' dresses like every other bride does. And said, oh, just wear what you want. When you say just wear what you want, this is the result of being cheap. You get someone, we'll call her N-word, in a plaid dress. Sorry, Nora.
Whoa.
Nuclear?
She was called N. She was called N. She was called N. Last name Word. I don't know what to say. It happened. She wore the plaid dress.
Now, I will bring Scott back to reality and let him know that everybody's fiance is not super wealthy like his was. No bride buys the bridesmaid dresses. Not one. Everyone buys their own bridesmaid dresses.
But they go with them. They go to pick them out, and they...
There's like websites now, actually.
Dude, I've been married several times, and I've bought the dresses every time.
That's why it's been several times, because you've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray.
Yeah, especially because the bridesmaids, they always have to pay for their own out of their pocket. So if she wants to buy something that she can keep.
It's a good point.
Wear again.
That is a good point.
That's what we let with our wedding. We let the bridesmaids, or the females, I guess, in our wedding, because we had a mixture of both. We let them pick it out, but we chose the color we went with them. So the bride should have went with them to pick out dresses.
Another reason why the bride's the asshole. I agree.
All right, Miranda, what do you think?
So can they both be assholes? Cause,
yes.
Yeah.
The bride clearly, yes, like posting the pictures without her. She told her she could do the pictures, but then posting them all without her, that's not right. But she said she felt bad. So she's not a complete asshole. And then the bridesmaid, like you said, wearing that dress, terrible because you knew the colors, but she did pay for it. But she did say it was okay. Oh, yeah, they're both assholes. That's where I'm at.
Sarah.
Yeah, I agree with Miranda. They're both assholes. But I think that the bride probably made it very clear what she wanted. Mm-hmm. And I think that when you... See, this is going to contradict what I said the first time. But if you agree to be in a wedding party, you should be okay with the rules. Now, in the first one, it's a little different because I just think that wasn't very nice of her to choose skin-tight clothing for everybody when knowing that not everybody can necessarily pull it off. But for this one, if it's just like the color, you could have done a little better.
Yeah,
but
we're not talking like Ronan the Destroyer. We're talking like a normal size person. It wasn't Galactus, Eater of Worlds this time.
But I mean, I think that she probably could have picked something out that was within the realm of what the bride wanted.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't know. The bride said that the bridesmaid said it was okay for her to take the pictures. Mm-hmm. I mean, don't say something if you don't mean it. If you're going to end up turning around and getting pissed off that she did what you said was okay, then maybe don't say it next time.
Yeah, a little bitchy on both sides.
For sure.
In my opinion. We're gonna for our last one, we're gonna go to this one because I do want to get Scott and Sarah fired up. We're gonna do a hospitality. Am I the asshole? Because I have a very strong opinion on this. Am I the asshole for tipping 83 cents?
Yes.
My wife
have to finish.
My wife and I went out to dinner last night.
I tell it to my wife all the time.
When the bill came, nice, I gave the waitress my card. She came back looking upset, slapped the card on the table, and said, "Declined." Her tone and rude was very abrupt. I pulled out another card while she just stood there. I asked if she was okay, and she snapped, "If I go run this, are you still going to be here when I get back?" I asked if she thought that was an appropriate way to talk to her customers. She said, "You're only a customer if you pay." I asked for her manager, but she just left to run the new card. My wife suggested maybe she dealt with scammers before, but I felt there's a difference between caution and rudeness. She came back and said, "This one worked. I'm sorry." I thanked her, but still felt annoyed. The bill was $91.17. I tipped 83 cents and rounded it up to 92. When she saw it, she asked, "You're really not going to tip me?" I said, "No, you were rude." She said she had to tip out the bartender and busboy and basically paid to serve us. I told her maybe she shouldn't be rude next time. My wife thinks I was an asshole and should have left at least $10 since it was an honest mistake. I would have tipped about 28 if she hadn't been rude. For context, I called my bank later. The card had been flagged for fraud due to a suspicious $1 charge, but it's resolved now. Who's the asshole? This is a pretty good. This is a pretty good one. It's a pretty good one. I'm gonna start this off to fire up Scott and Sarah. Don't be a bitch. As a waitress, don't be. Listen, you have one job, and it's literally to serve people. Serve them. Don't come over and say. Don't come over and make horrible comments like this. Like, listen, every waitress and waiter knows that they're going to get tipped based off of their performance. Totally different if it's the people in the back's fault, if the food comes out bad and this and that. That's not their fault. You can't come out and give someone an attitude, slap a card down, and then make rude comments and expect to get a good tip. Now, 83 cents, maybe a little low. Maybe a little low. Me, I would have tipped like 15% because I'm a nice guy. I wouldn't have tipped 83 cents. But you get what you get and you don't get upset. Sarah's chomping.
I'll let Sarah go first.
I wouldn't tip her shit.
Wow.
And that is coming from a server.
Wow.
You come up to me with an attitude, you're done. And I swear to God, if somebody says to me, well, now I'm angry, Chris, thank you. If somebody says to me, because if I cop an attitude, that's on me. That's 100%. I take responsibility for copying an attitude with a guest. It's happened to me before. It'll probably happen again. And if I don't get anything from it, that's on me. But if somebody said to me, is that really all you're going to tip me? I would have said, print me another receipt because now you're getting zero. I want to keep my 83 cents and you can go shove it. And you know what? I understand that you have to tip out the bar, you have to tip out the busser, you have to tip out a lot of people. You're going to lose money and you're going to learn a lesson 100% because it's going to piss you off that now you're losing money out of your pocket. Maybe you won't do that again. Plain and simple.
I think that's very fair. Scott?
Ooh, that makes me angry.
Scott?
No, 100% the customer is the asshole here.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to tell you why. Because no server wakes up and says, I'm going to have the biggest attitude. I'm going to be the biggest bitch to this guest whose card is declined. Okay? This server has already dealt with a bunch of foreign tourists who did not tip on a $250 bill. Okay? She's already dealt with the guy who tried to grope her. She's already dealt with the wife who got mad because she called her husband dear. Okay. She's already been stiffed 3 times when she was over and beyond kind and over and beyond servant like. And this was the table that pushed her over the edge because, oh, great, it's declined. I'm going to get stiffed yet again.
Darren.
But why the fuck is it their fault? It's not their fault. It's, like, we learned this in the hospitality industry. So we learned this in the hospitality industry so much, and I've learned it in my role that I currently work in, that you can't just hold on to every single instance and take it out on the next guest, because that's how you get people not coming back to the company or wherever you are serving them hospitality or serving them food. Like, that's how you lose customers. The waitress is 100% the asshole, and I again would have probably not tipped at all.
Again, the guest is
you can lock a credit card. That's going to decline the card.
Again,
Correct.
The guest is the asshole, because if this server was so bad at their job that they deserved an 83-cent tip, then the guest could have made sure that nobody ever experienced that level of service again and go tell the manager about it. Let the manager deal with it.
And he tried to tell the manager. And she laughed, and she didn't do anything. He tried to get the manager. Did you not listen to the story?
Because this was probably one of the best servers that he has.
The manager. I mean,
it's probably one of his better servers that clearly was having a bad night, or the guest was exaggerating. Let me tell you something. I read comments all the time about people who go to restaurants, and they always say the worst things about the service of the server, half of which aren't even true. It's just out of context BS, like Fox News. And it's just crap.
But it doesn't. Perception is reality. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how great of scores that they have for every other table. If they have one bad table and that person is going to write a review about it, it doesn't matter. That's what they're going to write a review about, and they're going to remember that server's name, and that server is just fucked. Excuse
Nick,
my language.
Nick,
I don't
what do you,
curse very
what do
often.
you think, Nick?
Definitely the server on this one too.
Miranda?
Yeah,
I agree.
like, are we talking like an Applebee's or like Waffle House? Like, what type of restaurant do we know?
If the server, everybody's assuming that the server's on the wrong and does this all the time, then it had to have been Waffle House.
Everybody loves everybody at Waffle House
But
around
also-
here.
And no one was
what is
hurt.
it-
So
what is a husband and a wife doing spending $90 at a Waffle House?
that is true. It was probably a
Don't
nice
judge.
place. Listen, if it was,
What's a
must have been nice
waitress
place.
doing? Throwing a card on a table and yelling "declined"?
Yeah.
I just think
Ooh,
if
that
you're in
would piss
customer
me off.
service, like, and you can't get past whatever happened earlier or yesterday or whatever, you don't need to be in customer service because you're not going to treat somebody
That
way.
part.
The server
that
never. Hold on. The server never put the card down and said decline. They said, "I'm so sorry,
No,
this
they
card's
did not.
declined," but they said it a little bit louder. So now the guest was the customer was so offended and insulted, really embarrassed that they had a card decline that they took out everything else on the server. Everything was exaggerated here.
I work
But
with a
that's your
server like that.
assumption.
I literally work with a server like that. Now, mind you, I understand that a lot of guests exaggerate. They really, really do. But also, if I think about it from the standpoint of somebody actually doing that to me, or, I mean, I literally have a coworker of mine that somebody will ask a question and she's like, "Yeah, no." And I look at her like,
Yes.
"Wait, whoa, how do you?" But we work into kind of different standards, if you will.
Well, if the server's that bad, then the manager's the asshole.
You
Option
gotta have a
3.
manager.
I don't even know who the manager was because the waitress wouldn't even get the manager.
Yeah, if the waitress
They could
doesn't
write a
get
letter.
The manager, that's, yeah.
Again, I would have
That's
went and
another
found the
red flag.
manager. So
Yeah, same here.
Also, like, why? What is it her business if they didn't tip? Like, why are you picking that fight there? Like, it doesn't
can't do
matter.
that either.
The guest already doesn't care that. Yeah, the guest already doesn't care that you have to tip them, tip out other people. Like, that's another reason to be the asshole. I'm just mad.
I tried to look up to see where this was. I couldn't find it, but I did find somebody that commented and said, "I left 7 pennies and a frowny face as a tip once. 20 years later, still the worst service I've ever had in a restaurant."
Never forget.
I'm not gonna lie.
7
When I read that, I thought it said I left 7 penises, and I was like, "Wow, that must have been really good service." But it was quite the opposite. But anyway, so I think the jury has decided that the server is the asshole and shouldn't work in the service industry. Sorry, Scott. You've been voted
Thank
off
you,
the
Chris.
island.
I've been voted off. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it.
you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Finally.
Chris, you got any cliff notes?
I do.
Hold on. Sorry. I'm not ready.
Oh, you forgot to go back to Sarah's story.
We will.
Oh, we know. No, we do need a. We put a pin. in
Okay.
it.
All right.
All right. so-
Alex, cut all that. All right. So Sarah, go ahead, Chris. What?
No, it's okay. You can
Okay. All right, Sarah. During the game, you said you were a fill-in bridesmaid.
Yeah, I can make it short, sweet, and to the point. Okay. I met a girl when I worked at a serving job and we became really, really close. And she had a
Didn't she tell
best
you that
friend.
you could experiment on her?
Oh, that was the one.
Different one, different
Okay.
friend. No, she was getting married to a man. That was, yeah. But anyways, so she had, I got lost. She had a friend who they were really, really close and they went on a bachelorette party and the bride liked to drink. And I guess she got a little too drunk at her bachelorette party. And when that happens, she gets really riled up, and I guess her bridesmaid, her maid of honor, actually was trying to calm her down. And this was we're in Central Florida. They went to, I don't know, Hilton Head or something like that. So they drove up there, like a couple of cars. All right. The bride got into a fight at the bar, and the maid of honor took the rest of the bridal party and they left the bride by herself in Hilton Head. And she had to find her own way back. So with that being said, that maid of honor was no longer the maid of honor because they got into a big fight and she and I had become quite close and I could fit in the dress. and I was invited anyways. So she was like, "Hey, here you go." Like, I wasn't the maid of honor. They had kind of promoted one of the other girls, if you will. But I was in the wedding party because she had an alcohol problem and got left in, yeah, for sure. She had other problems too. We're not friends anymore. I hope she doesn't hear this. But yeah. So anyways, she got into it pretty bad, and they were like, "You know what? Everybody agrees that this is not okay. Let's get in the cars and let's go." And they literally left that night and left her. And she had to have somebody bring her home, or I forget what it was, but yep. Then she's like, "Hey, I literally have a dress that needs filling. Do you mind?" But it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun for sure.
Did she feel bad at all? Like, she must have.
Oh, they became
really
friends
terrible.
again. They became friends like months later. We all hung out. I apologized for like, it was awkward. I'm like, "Hey, I'm the fill-in." But we all became friends. So all good. But yes.
Oh, good.
That was my only experience. I wasn't actually ever asked to be a bridesmaid. I was secondhand, you know? They were like, "Hey, you fit. Do you mind?" So
Did you
I'm
like
still
the dress?
waiting to be like, I still have it actually. It is beautiful. It fits me well, right? She already had it, but I would have picked the right color, I would have done it all right.
Okay, Alex.
Yeah, so if you I just typed it to you, but
Yeah.
when he said he sent it, I checked the email and it was in spam,
I just saw that.
which is really weird. It was right under an article in spam that talked about Gene Hackman's wife's last purchase.
I've never had that problem where it's gone to spam before.
Never.
Okay, so what I'm gonna, Alex, are we okay if we can we cut one of those? Am I the asshole?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's mostly
right,
for TikTok
Alex.
anyway.
Yeah, Alex, cut the second "Am I an asshole?" With the plaid dress. I think of the three, that was probably the weakest one, maybe.
Yeah, no, and it's
Yeah, okay.
we'll cut that, and then if I can use it for TikTok, I'll
Use it for TikTok, and then Alex, send it to me because I'll put it on cutting room floor because I want to have Jersey Man, Florida Man. Oh crap! Stop.
Well, the episode's only 45 minutes. You don't necessarily have to cut it.
Are you that far behind?
Yeah, my timer says 46 minutes on it.
Yeah, it's an hour 11 right now.
Say I see.
That's
hour
crazy.
11. Is your
Darren's
computer
making
just lagging?
Darren's making a joke about Miranda's kid saying "fuck." Hold on 1 second.
That means I'm gonna have to leave my computer on for a while after the recording. Fuck.
Look at the mixers for.
How's everybody doing?
The cocktail mixers.
Sorry, YouTube. Ryan, I'm glad you asked something because
I
That
know.
sucks.
We would have never found that. I would have
No.
never checked spam.
I should have texted Ryan and say, "Hey, are you?" Because he always says, "Hey, I'm not going to be able to have." Like when he doesn't send one, he always tells me.
Man, my chicken fingers are probably so cold now.
Cold chicken fingers are good.
There's no such thing as a bad chicken finger. You are right.
Yeah, now I'm realizing I'm watching my timer like stop. It's like stayed on 1 second for a while.
All right, let me do
It's
some
crazy.
spoilers for what happened on Raw tonight.
No, stop! You did that fucking
No,
last week.
shut the
Stop it.
That was not a spoiler.
Yeah, let's.
No,
hear
it
I
was a
wanna-
spoiler. That was a
I was
spoiler.
mad about it.
That was a
I don't want to
real-
hear
that was a
anything.
real
I don't
injury.
want to even know who's on there. Don't say
That was
another
sad.
goddamn word. We were so angry at you. So angry.
Yes, we were so angry at you.
Oh,
Darren and I were
Sarah
so
and I especially. We talked about it all night.
yep.
It's just awful.
Holy shit, this is overall episode 280.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, speaking of
I gotta
injuries, somebody
let
was just announced that they were
listen to-
injured.
Stop it.
I'm dead serious.
way.
I'm dead. I'm not
Why
going
would
to
you
say.
stop
I'm not
it?
going to say who. It has nothing to do with the show. It has nothing to do with the show.
I don't
It was
care.
an announcement.
I don't
can't
want to
believe
know
this.
anything. I don't
can't
want to know
believe this.
anything.
Chris.
Stop it.
Chris, text it to me.
Do you want me to?
Stop.
Darren, you actually.
Yeah, it's okay. You can text it to me. Yeah.
Not to the ground.
It sucks. It's Cody Rhodes. He tore his pec again.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. Stop it. I don't even want to know that anybody's injured. Just let me find out. We're not going to be able to do this on Monday.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh no.
No way.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it.
Way.
All right.
No, this is No, this is actually insane.
Stop.
This is
Jesus
big.
Christ. Stop. I'm serious.
I kind of want to know now.
You guys ready to play Jersey Man, Florida Man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's CM Punk.
Whether flipping a fan boat or crashing a truck, these states are filled with people who suck. So it's time for us to play New Jersey Man versus Florida Man.
Every week, most weeks, Game Master Ryan brings us 2 news stories. One is from Jersey, one is from Florida. It is up to us to determine which one is which. Take it away, Ryan.
Hey guys, this is Ryan from the Parents Night Out News Team, and here's what I found in the news this week. In Kent, Ohio, 6 men get into a brawl on a Father's Day golf outing. The whole event was caught on tape and uploaded to social media. I want to wish a happy Father's Day to Chris and Nick, and I guess Scott. I think Scott is to Father's Day what Darren is to Pride Month. They only really participate unless they really want to. In India, they just celebrated their Autistic Pride Day 2025. Which sounds a little like something that Sarah would celebrate when her sister-in-law is around. Sarah, I didn't know you were autistic. I didn't believe it at first, and then you started talking about reading the Assassin's Creed books. Then you started talking about how you don't make eye contact with your customers at work. Really doubling down on the autism there. A passenger who fled an Arkansas traffic stop on foot seemingly had done nothing wrong. The man was caught on the police officer's dash cam just running away for no reason. The man did throw a black bag into the roadway before running away, but it didn't contain anything illegal. The driver also received a warning for the traffic stop. Speaking of running for no reason, I heard Scott tried to run and ended up going about a quarter mile. Scott said he was running to a WWE intro music playlist. Well, I guess Sarah's not the only autistic one on the show. A doctor in Miami was arrested after assaulting a Hispanic man outside of a Publix. Dr. Jennifer White was arrested and charged with a hate crime and assault. I know, Scott, this is appalling. A woman can be a doctor? Anyways, let's get into this week's Florida Man or Jersey Man. And for our first story, a man receives 10 years in prison after a $185,000 fake cancer diagnosis scheme. And for our second story, a man is arrested for DUI after driving significantly under the speed limit.
All right. Darren, let's start with you since you're a guest host tonight. Is it fake cancer or DUI for under the speed limit?
DUI under the speed limit is definitely Florida because I myself have gotten pulled over for driving too slow. In Florida. Maybe intoxicated.
Nick?
It's a tough one. I feel like Florida drivers just already drive slow anyway, so I feel like that doesn't stand out, so I'm going to go Jersey.
All right. Sarah?
My average speed is 95 miles an hour. So I'm going to go with under the speed limit is Florida, cancer, New Jersey.
Miranda?
Yeah, I feel like things are way more fast-paced in Jersey, so I'm going to go with the speed limit for Florida.
Chris?
The only time you wouldn't be driving 30 miles per hour over the speed limit is if you were intoxicated. So I'm going to go DUI, speed limit, Jersey.
All right, so faking a cancer diagnosis is definitely a Florida man type thing. And I think it was on Reddit a couple weeks ago for the last Am I an Asshole? So I'm going fake cancer, Florida, DUI for under the speed limit on the Jersey Turnpike in New Jersey. Let's find out the answer.
So our first story is from Florida, where a man was sentenced to 10 years in prison, followed by 20 years probation, and was ordered to pay back $87,000 in restitution after he cheated people out of their money with a fake cancer diagnosis. This guy was lying harder than Sarah's therapist about her graduating therapy. He just didn't want to see you anymore, Sarah. That means our second
He
story
did
is from
quit.
New Jersey, where in Sparta Township, a man was pulled over after going significantly under the speed limit and failing to retain a lane. The man failed a sobriety test and was arrested for DUI. This man was driving slower than Scott in a school zone. Anyways, that's it for me this week, guys. We'll talk to you next week.
Thank you so much, Ryan.
Guys, my therapist really did quit. The
Dude,
day
your
I
therapist.
graduated. No, the day I graduated. Okay, that's the air quotes, Scott. He gave me a letter that was like, "Here, I'm moving on. Actually, so if you want to come back, it'll be with somebody else."
Oh my
So,
god.
so like, did you actually graduate, or did he just want to
Well,
go?
He's
and
like, I've
just-
seen it all
he
now.
said I graduated and I felt good that day, but my mental status lately says I have not actually graduated mentally. No, I'm just kidding. It comes in waves, you know.
Yes, I know. Exactly what you
But that's actually really funny, Ryan.
mean. That is-
Hey, Chris,
Hey Scott,
you got any Cliff Notes?
I do.
It's been quite the show. A lot of stuff's happened, so nothing can stop this little boy from recapping the day. The Chris's Cliff's Notes way.
Sarah just said something comes in waves. Fun fact, Scott comes in ripples.
More like sand dunes.
Our first cliff note of the night is actually submitted from the chat on YouTube from Lydia from Hospitality Talks. Did you hear that Donald Trump rode Guardians of the Galaxy the other day? His song was Iran.
Oh,
We started off the podcast tonight talking about circumcisions. We cut that off real quick. No, actually, it was a painfully long conversation. We kept trying to end it, but Scott kept asking questions, most of which I don't think will make the final cut. Pun intended. We then started talking about my sister's vacation that Nick helped book. Now, Nick filled the rooms faster than a twink during Pride Month. We then started talking about not allowing our kids to say certain words. For Nick and Miranda, it was the F word. For me, it was mama. No shot I was going to let her say mama before dada. That is not allowed here. Scott called Sarah a fake parent, said she is a bonus mom. Don't worry, Sarah. Don't worry. Scott was Darren's fake dad until he realized that he would help improve the podcast. And he went right back into his life. Nick talked about gay kickball, and we all asked, what's the difference between regular kickball and gay kickball? Now, I looked it up, and in regular kickball, you have positions like second base, center field, shortstop, etc. In gay kickball, you just have pitchers and catchers. And lastly, we talked about the Titanic, and I do find it a little weird that people buy Lego sets, like memorializing tragedies. Now, think about it. It's kind of weird, right? Kind of weird. Like, what's next? Anne Heche's car? The Capitol building on January 6th? Maybe a Boeing 737 from 9/11?
oh my God.
Good
My
question.
9/11 set is in the mail.
Those are my quick notes.
Thank you so much, Chris.
It's not historically accurate. It breaks in 3 pieces, not 2. Chris.
All right, I'm gonna skip the go around the room on what's coming up with your kids.
You
and
can just
we'll do
rewind
that.
the episode and listen to
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Darren, where can our listeners find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Darren_Maffei, and that'll bring you to my link tree with all of my other socials.
Before I move on to everybody else, Darren's working on a project right now. Do you want to tease that a little bit?
Yeah, so I started, we hinted a little bit earlier, but I started listening to all the old NNF podcast audios. And
Episodes.
boy,
They're called
howdy,
episodes.
are they? Yeah, nope, audios. Boy, howdy, are they rough? But yeah, maybe we'll recap them next time you see me. I am just a guest host, so we'll see.
Miranda, where can our listeners find you?
On the TikTok at Rander_Renee.
Nick?
You can find me on Instagram at Emotional Support Gay and all social media platforms at Sandpiper Vacations.
Sarah?
You can find me on the TikTok at hi_I'm just Sarah.
Chris?
You can find me on TikTok at ChrisYobNNF. And you're going to want to follow me because starting July, I'm going to have to, for my fantasy football punishment, I have a list of social media posts that I have to post. So you're going to want to follow me over there for that.
I can't wait. That'll be fun.
Yeah, for you.
Alex? And you can connect with the show, no-new-friends-podcast.com. All of our links are in the upper left-hand corner. While you're there, check out our really sweet merchandise, including our Pride line for this year. And also join our clubhouse. That's our Patreon. Become a friend with benefits for as low as $2 a month. You can get all sorts of exclusive access like early release, cutting room floor, like one of the Are You the Assholes got cut tonight. And you're going to want to see that or hear that or whatever. But join our Patreon to hear that audio. Is Orlando Weekly still going on at this point? I have no idea. But vote for us. Vote.orlandoweekly.com under the category Local Notables, Best Local Podcast. That's vote.orlandoweekly.com. And then if you listen to us on Spotify or Apple, please give us a 5-star rating and review. That really helps us out. And on anything that you're listening to us or watching us on, make sure that you Cody Cutter that subscribe or follow button and help us out there. And we're always live on the YouTube almost every single Monday night, 8:15-ish, where you can see us do this thing live. On behalf of Game Master Ryan, our producer Alex, the wise man Darren.com, our emotional support Gay Nick, Miranda, Sarah, Chris, I'm Scott. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next time. I always forget this.
See you later, poopy bus.
Lydia, Jaws, Ryan, Sean, Parents Night Out Podcast and No New Friends, Scott, Nerd Archive Productions, who was very pissed off at Scott tonight.
I know, right?
And Remy's Roundtable. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. I play a character on a podcast. The server was 1,000% the asshole. I would have fired her ass so fast.
Yeah, I really want to go into the territory of, if you were to like run an establishment like that, would you train your employees?
No, I knew everybody was going to go. Anyway, we got to stick with KFAB here.
Yes. Kayfabe, but that's all right. Thank you guys. Love you.